One of my students who is from Korea, and so far he's working here, but then later on he needs to be relocated to China. So he wants to be prepared before he goes to China to work. And he ever studied Chinese before, so actually he can do the basic daily conversation in Chinese already. So now he wants to improve his business Chinese in general, okay, which means he learns all kinds of things, how we say it in formal situations. They also want to learn some business culture in China, because you know the business culture in China is different from other places. Let's say, for example, building good relationship, or even let's say how to receive a guest properly, or you after work you need to go together with your colleague or your client to eat. And even he asked how to, if he does not want to drink any more alcohol, how to refuse them politely. So he wants to know something about the business culture in China. The challenges for these students is like they are busy. They don't have enough time to practice. So that's why they learn a lot of vocabulary, sentences, they practice in the class, but then later on when they meet their clients or when they try to use what they learn in the class, they still don't feel confident. They say, oh my, I forgot about it. Okay, so that's why in the class we want to do enough exercise before they leave the class, because we understand they are busy. They have to work, they have the work stress, and then they may have family, so they have to take care of a lot of things. They have very limited time to practice. So one thing is we try to do enough exercise in the class. The other thing is we will try to push them. We'll give them some homework, but no worries, not a lot of homework. Just get them to practice the vocabulary. So spend 5 minutes every day to go through the new vocabulary. This helps a lot. Better than for the whole week you rest, never learn anything, and just before the class you try to learn, oh, you forget everything. So we try to push them to learn 5 minutes per day for the new vocabulary. Okay, this way works well. Usually every week they only have one session, and then you learn, for example, 20 vocabularies, and then for the whole week, every day you spend 5 minutes to practice these 20 words, and then when you come back for the class next week, usually you're familiar with these words already. And then if we train you how to use it in the class a lot, then later on, in a real situation, you can use these words, these sentences quite confidently. Usually for business Chinese class, we conduct it in 2 parts. So for each topic, the first thing we're going to do is learn the vocabulary related to this topic. And then we will practice how to use these vocabularies in the situations. Because sometimes they remember the words, but they don't know how to use it, how to say sentences with these words. Okay, so that's the first part. We'll teach the student this vocabulary and teach them how to use this vocabulary properly in proper situations. Okay, and then the next part is practice part. So for the practice part, we are going to help the students to remember these words and use these words fluently and confidently. Okay, the first thing we do is we will give a reading example, which is related to the topic. So they are going to use the words they learn to read. The second thing, we will do a listening practice. Okay, this listening practice usually is a conversation. Okay, the teacher will do the conversation to get the student to listen, see whether they can understand this conversation. Usually this conversation is similar to what we learned earlier. Those vocabularies same and the sentences also same. So that they have more exposure to the listening, because so that they meet somebody and they say it and they can understand it. Sometimes our students, they can read the characters and they can read the sentence, but some people, if they talk about it and they talk about it fast, and then they get lost. So we will do the listening practice, and then the next part is the speaking. That's the most important part. In this part, we will do the role plays. We'll give the situation. Okay, for example, now you are going to meet somebody. So the first thing, you need to introduce your company in Chinese. Okay, so we will train them so that they can introduce their company in Chinese confidently.